HBO's Euphoria takes on many of society's taboos, but could the cast's personal demons be darker than what we see on TV? Euphoria's Angus Cloud quickly became a fan favorite when he debuted as the series' beloved drug dealer, Fezco O'Neill. His character was dubbed the heart of Euphoria, and it's easy to see why. Fezco's quiet nature and strong moral compass were a direct contrast to his dangerous line of work.
I'm not gonna help you kill yourself, Rue. I'm sorry, but you can't be coming over here no more.
While viewers fell in love with his charm, Cloud's reality was just as tragic as the role he played on the show. Cloud died in 2023 shortly after he lost his father to cancer. The actor's mother called emergency services to report a suspected drug overdose after finding her son unconscious. A source close to the Cloud family said the actor had had suicidal thoughts while grappling with the loss of his dad. In a Facebook post, Cloud's mother wrote, "He did not intend to end his life. When we hugged goodnight, we said how much we loved each other, and he said he would see me in the morning. I don't know if or what he may have put in his body after that." Cloud admitted his off-screen life wasn't as glamorous as fans might have thought. In a TikTok interview, he confessed, "You're gonna go click on my page and see me smiling and happy and living my life like everything's good. Everything is not good. Everything is pretty bad." The late Angus Cloud nearly lost his life once before when he was just a teenager. Before his untimely death in 2023, Cloud opened up to Variety about a harrowing incident where he fell into a construction pit. He said he'd been walking home alone in the dark and stumbled into the ditch, which was at least 10 feet deep. The incident occurred on Friday the 13th, unlucky to say the least. After spending 12 hours unconscious in the pit, Cloud fought to dig himself out of the hole. He remembered, "It was hella hard to climb out because my skull was broken but my skin wasn't, so all the bleeding was internal, pressing up against my brain. But they wasn't gonna find me down there. I found myself, or God found me, whatever you want to call it." After narrowly escaping death, the actor managed to take a bus home to his mother's house. Before he tried to sleep it off, his mother took him to the hospital for fear of a brain injury. The visible scar on the left side of his scalp is from the surgery that saved his life that night. Cloud explained, "They cut my head open, they put some screws and a plate over where I broke my skull and sealed me back up, and that was that." Jacob Elordi plays the tortured but manipulative Nate Jacobs, the primary antagonist on the show. From sleeping with his girlfriend's best friend and threatening her with a gun to multiple physical fights, Elordi's character is one fans love to hate. Despite his success as an actor, Elordi's life before Euphoria was anything but glamorous. He got his start in 2018 with the Netflix film The Kissing Booth, but even after shooting the movie, he was barely making ends meet. In fact, the Australian native was living out of his car in Los Angeles when he booked the role of Nate. In an interview with GQ, he admitted, "I think I had, $400 or $800 left in my bank account, and Euphoria was my last audition before I went home for a little while to make some money and recuperate." Elordi added that a producer on the series booked him a room at a Los Angeles hotel while he was filming, saying, "My car was like a hoarder's, stacked with boxes and coat hangers and things. I got really lucky, which is just an LA story, you know?" Elordi's days of sleeping in parking lots are long gone, however. The actor revealed in a Vogue interview that he has since nestled into his Los Angeles home with a view of the Hollywood sign. Euphoria is known for pushing the limits on socially taboo topics like drug addiction, a disease that the show's creator Sam Levinson knows all too well. He has admitted that many of the storylines were inspired by his own past battles with substance abuse. The show's protagonist, Rue Bennett, played by Zendaya, struggles with addiction and relapses multiple times throughout the series. According to Levinson, Rue's challenge with staying sober is similar to his own story growing up.
You know, I feel like nobody in my life understands that, like, drugs are honestly the only way I can be myself.
Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Levinson opened up to say, "I was a drug addict for many years, and I've been clean for many years now. I was trying to capture the heightened sense of emotion when you're young and how relationships feel. The world feels like it's just constantly bearing down on you." Despite landing roles in several films and following in the footsteps of his father, Academy Award-winning director Barry Levinson, he got involved with opiates when he was just a teenager. His teenage years were characterized by repeated stints at rehab, an experience that inspired Euphoria. But at 19, Levinson had an epiphany. In an interview with The Telegraph, he recalled, "There was this voice that was clear as day that said, 'Stop doing drugs. I've been clean for 14 years.'" Euphoria cast member Dominic Fike got candid about his role on the show, admitting he was high on drugs while filming. Fike plays Elliot in the series, a mysterious character who befriends Rue Bennett. Elliot has his own issues with substance abuse and finds himself involved in Rue's relapse. In an interview with Apple Music, Fike revealed that he was almost fired from the show because he was stoned during shooting. He confessed, "I was a drug addict, and coming on to a show, mainly about drugs was very difficult. Sam, the director, he got me a sober coach, somebody to be there all the time." According to Fike, however, his coach was less than helpful. After being pulled aside by creator Sam Levinson, Fike said that he eventually got sober. He returned as Elliot for season 2 with a clean slate and admitted, "I have a better dynamic with everybody. Well, almost everybody." Fike was referring to his off-screen breakup with on-screen love interest Hunter Schafer. The co-stars dated following the season 2 premiere and split about a year and a half later. In a profile for the Los Angeles Times, Fike admitted he wanted to get comfortable being on his own, saying, "So I decided to just be alone for a while." Hunter Schafer revealed that playing her character Jules on Euphoria was a life-saving experience. The series released a special episode co-written by Schafer during the hiatus between season 1 and season 2. The episode, which gave viewers an in-depth look into Jules' backstory, was aired to bridge the gap caused when the coronavirus pandemic delayed the season 2 premiere. From Jules' perspective, it highlighted her difficult childhood, her mother's substance abuse struggles, and even being institutionalized. The episode was shot in the form of a therapy session and acted as a real-life therapy session for Schafer.
So where do you want to start?
She told ID Magazine, "I was in a very raw place, It was the summer of 2020, probably coming out of the worst depression I've ever had and needing somewhere to put all of that energy. When I say that episode really became a lifeline."
I want to be as beautiful as the ocean.
Schafer explained that the first episode highlights her character's relationship with Rue, but the second half tackles even deeper issues, saying, "The other half is just a 17-year-old trans girl still figuring out who she is and debating queerness within her head, what that means for her as a trans person. All of these new parts of herself that she's still uncovering, all intersect and create one big mess that she's trying to untangle." Zendaya may be an Emmy-winning actor, but that doesn't mean her path to fame and fortune was an easy one. The Euphoria star has been open about her struggles with mental health, saying her anxiety began when she was still a child. In an interview with InStyle, the actor revealed that her anxiety resurfaced as a teenager, just when her acting career took off, saying, "That was kind of my first time dealing with the internet, and it made me feel sick. I deleted everything and stayed in my room. Live performing really gave me anxiety too. I think a lot of it stems from the pressure I put on myself, wanting to do my best and not make a mistake." Zendaya says that while she still deals with anxiety, she finds it healing to talk about it, admitting, "That can often mean calling my mom in the middle of the night. Sometimes I make her sleep on the phone with me like a frickin' baby." In 2022, Sweeney was at the center of a controversial political debate when she posted a photo that sparked immediate online backlash. In a series of photos posted to her Instagram celebrating her mother's 60th birthday, the actor included a since-removed shot featuring a man in what looked to be a Blue Lives Matter shirt. Other guests were spotted in red hats that resembled MAGA hats, featuring the words "Make 60 Great Again." Viewers trolled the star online over the photos, accusing her family of having a pro-right stance. Sweeney took to Twitter to defend her post, writing, "You guys, this is wild. An innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which was not the intention. Please stop making assumptions." Some fans of the show clapped back, however, citing the liberal nature of the HBO series and criticizing her for being tone-deaf. One Twitter user countered, "Assumptions? Don't gaslight your fans. Many are likely young progressive people based on the content of the show that gave you fame. Your family is obviously far right based on the Blue Lives Matter shirts and MAGA babies." Sweeney takes the criticism with a grain of salt, however, aware that anyone in her line of work is bound to attract online hate. As she told GQ following the controversy, "I'll see people say she needs to get media training. Why? Do you want to see a robot? I don't think there's any winning." Barbie Ferreira was largely absent from season 2 of Euphoria, fueling speculation of a fallout between her and show creator Sam Levinson. The actor admitted on The Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard that she felt her character couldn't evolve on the show, stating, "I think my character, who I love so dearly, I don't think there was a place for her to go. I think there were places she could have gone, I just don't think it would have fit into the show." Ferreira denied rumors that she had a disagreement with Levinson, reiterating that she simply felt her role as Hernandez had run its course after season 1. As she explained, "I don't know if it was going to do her justice, and I think both parties knew that. I really wanted to be able to not be the fat best friend. I don't want to play that, and I think they didn't want that either." The Euphoria star admitted that Sam writes for, things that he relates to. I don't think he relates to Kat. I like Kat. As for reports suggesting Ferreira walked off the set, she denied it ever happening, saying, "I actually did not walk off set. I did sprain my ankle once and had to go get an x-ray. Maybe that's what they mean?" If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues, help is available. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP 4357.